Okay guys, good morning, afternoon and evening. Okay guys, I quickly want to share about the Mandela effect in Christianity, but first let me clarify something quickly. Let me ask this question: who is Jesus? Now, according to Revelation, and let me say this is one book that I do trust in the Bible, for twice John was reminded not to worship the messenger from God, but to worship God. In other words, focus was kept on God. Now in Revelation it says that Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. In other words, Jesus is not God, Jesus is not the spirit of God, but Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. Okay, now that aside, let us have a look at two major things that has been changed, and it is kind of the Mandela effect that was used. What is the Mandela effect? The Mandela effect is where something in history has been changed. Example, this is just an example guys. Let's say you remember that Mandela died in 1991, and that's the way how you remember it. I mean, because maybe you were in matric when it happened or something. But nowadays, when you actually search online or you investigate it, it says that it happened in 1994. And because the truth has been hidden and manipulated and changed by the enemy, you can doubt your thoughts and then the way that you remember it, and history is changed by this, and the date which was in 1991 is actually changed to 1994. That's just an example guys. So let's look at the things in the Bible that has been changed due to the Mandela effect. Okay, number one, that Jesus did not have a man as a father. This is so wrong, because he did have. Also in Revelation, Jesus says, I am the root and the offspring of David. Now, root and offspring means the bloodline of David. Now, if he did not have Joseph as his father, then he would not have been in the bloodline of David. And that which is recorded in Revelations would be a lie as well. So Mary was pregnant, and she was pregnant with Joseph's baby, and they got married. Joseph did not adopt Jesus, because if Jesus was adopted, he would have been in the family name, but not in the bloodline. And this is very important, guys, because you do not get married into a bloodline, you get married into a family name. So Jesus did have a man as a father. He was not adopted, he had a physical bloodline connected to his father, which connected him to the bloodline of David. For Mary was not in the bloodline of David. The second thing that has been changed, and is a big thing, is the cross, the crucifixion. For Jesus was not crucified, he did not die on a cross, he died on a stake. And the other video in this post explains that nicely. So guys, the enemy has been manipulating the message from God. He has been making this manipulated version, which came from the beast, the Roman Catholics, as to be the truth. And that's like so wrong. So guys, let me share quickly. The Word of God is alive. The Word of God comes directly from God, and not a book created by man or the Roman Catholics that was put in place to actually manipulate and divide God's people. The Word of God is alive. It comes from God through people that brings his message and his will. So the Word of God will be destroying the beast. The beast is the Roman Catholics, the Roman Empire, those that believe in pagan beliefs. They are the beast. The Word of God will be destroying the image of the beast. Now that is any religion that is focused on man and not God. That includes Islam, that includes Christianity. I mean, Christianity is the only religion that has been trying to give God an image. As Paul recorded when he was referring to the image inside of him, or the spirit inside him, or the spirit that was guiding him, and he said, this is the image to the invisible God. I mean, they are laughing at you guys. I mean, they use invisible and image in the same sentence, and they got people to actually believe this. So the image of the beast is religions that is focused on man and not God as a spirit. And then we'll have the word of God destroying the false prophet. Now, who is the false prophet? Let's first have a look at what a prophet is. A prophet is someone that brings God's message and word from God. So the false prophet is any person that brings a message not from God but from spirits bound to this earth. Example is Paul. Example is Muhammad. For they did not bring God's message or God's will. They brought messages from spirits bound to this earth, from spirits that actually broke God's commandment. By Paul, it was he claimed to be the image of the invisible God. I mean, Paul himself confessed and said he is tormented by a messenger of Satan, and that God did not want to remove this messenger. The reason why God did not remove this messenger was because the messenger that he thought was God wasn't God, and it was actually the messenger from Satan. Even Muhammad was confused at a stage. He said he gave a message, and then afterwards he said that it was not from God but from Satan. So he was also confused. It's because they allowed themselves to be possessed by spirits bound to this earth, which is false prophets, guys. In Revelation as well, it says in the New Jerusalem it will only be God and the Lamb. Now, guys, there's no mention of the word because there is no place, there won't be confusion anymore. For the word that brought confusion will be destroyed by the word of God. Now, the word is the beast, the image of the beast, and the false prophet. The word of God comes from God himself through people that God chooses. So, the word of God, which is alive, will be destroying the beast. The Roman Catholics will be destroying the image of the beast. Religion focused on man and not God. Christianity is the main one. And then you have the false prophet, which is, as I explained, messages from spirits bound to this earth and not God. Okay, guys, so this is very important. So the Mandela effect has been used in Christianity. It has manipulated the truth. It has replaced beliefs and fused it with pagan beliefs. So guys, watch the other video as well, as truth is busy being restored. The word of God is busy destroying the image of the beast and the false prophet. God is truth, and the truth will always be victorious. The lie will not be victorious, but the enemy surely has been trying very hard to make everything else to happen. So guys, let's just keep focused on God and know that God is the way. And God will only forgive us when we acknowledge what we are doing wrong and we turn from it. God, all of your truth, all in your will. So let it be.